Support from Outreach for Hope has allowed us to be very innovative with things like the bee ministry that we didn't have the funds to try on our own. I was giving someone a tour of the church, and we went out to this rooftop, flat rooftop area, and as I was talking with her, I said, "What do you think we could do with this space?" She said, "Well, what about bees?" I'm like, "Bees? Yeah, I keep bees. We could put a couple hives out here." And I said, "Well, who would take care of the bees?" And she said, "I know someone, Charlie Keenan." And so we reached out to Charlie and spoke with him, and sure enough, he needed a place for his very new nonprofit to have a home.
Bees are a stigmatized population, and yet they silently go out and spread the good word, which is pollination, which brings about the beauty and abundance of God's work. And so by bringing people past their fear as we get them closer to bees than they feel comfortable with, and showing them that there's much to behold in this being in the box, we're spreading that buzz. And so I like to work with Pastor Lisa as she's putting together liturgies. She'll come upstairs and say, "What are the bees doing today?" And we'll talk about it, and she'll be able to find ways to incorporate it into the scripture or the stories. Even doing things like there's a World Bee Day on May 20th, and it landed on a Sunday, and we had a service and a choir and the music, and everyone wore antennas and wings, so the congregation loves it. Gee, all the way through the community here, putting the big mural on the outside and kind of creating this whole, hive of activity. It's the glue that binds, it's kind of the wax that holds the hive together.
You did wonderfully. Did you grab a few of them for yourself? All the helper bees get to have some.
There are a lot of ways that I see God at work in the bee ministry here at Redeemer, and one of them is to bring people who might have a fearfulness of church to come near and at first encounter the bees and then recognize, hey, the church isn't so scary either. And so sometimes it's an entry point for those who are interested in creation, interested in climate change and all of the other challenges, but may have developed an uneasy relationship with church. I also see God at work, particularly through a man named Quentin. He first came to know us because we had a lunch program that he came and just had coffee for. When we first met him, he was nonverbal. He didn't say a word. And then he worked with the bees and Charlie and a couple of interns the summer of 2017. And that time, we found out he was an artist. And he has had an art show now because Charlie made a connection there. And he also was the person I went to and asked for original art to help us with the fundraiser for the mental health center here. So he contributes greatly, and it was all because of the bees.